Welcome to Rustbuster's installation guide for Dodge's 1997 to 2004 Dakota. Before we begin, if you're uncomfortable with any of the processes listed in this guide, we strongly suggest you seek the work of a professional. Ensure you have all the tools and utilities listed and that you're following all the manufacturer's safety precautions during use. Step 1. Disconnect your vehicle's battery and inspect for potential fire hazards such as leaking fuel lines and engine components. Prepare or remove these before starting. Finally, clear the work area of any safety hazards. Step 2. Lift or remove the bed from your frame. Remove your fuel tank. Cut and punch out the rivets retaining your front and rear fuel tank cross members. We recommend leaving the 2 bolts shown intact unless you plan to replace your cross member and its bolts. Our frame section features 2 perforated plates that you can remove to fit over the existing bolts. If you decide to remove the bolts, they will most likely be rusted due to the age of the vehicle. If so, you will need to cut out the bolts. After removing the rivets and bolts, set your cross members aside. Then, remove the rivets retaining your leaf spring hanger. You will need to lift the frame to separate the hanger from the frame, leaving you enough room to install your frame section. Then, cut off your front bed mount and any obstructions in the work area. Grind the frame free of rust and debris, revealing bare metal. Then, spray the work area with a weld-through primer to help prevent against rust development. Step 3. If you didn't remove the bolt shown in Step 2, take your leaf spring frame section and cut out the 2 perforated plates. Set the plates aside. Next, slide your leaf spring frame section onto the frame using the frame holes to help with the alignment. Once you have your frame section in place, take the included backing plate and hold it up to the inner side of your frame rail. Since the frame rail has several curves and bends, you will need to remove a small amount of material from the backing plate so it fits properly against the contour of your frame rail. Once you have your backing plate in place, lower your truck down and realign the leaf spring hanger with your frame. If your frame drifts away from your leaf spring hanger to where the holes don't align, you can use a come-along and attach it from the rear cab mount to the rear end of your frame rail to bring them together. You can use a punch to help with the alignment as well. Once aligned, screw in forward the included bolts, washers, and nuts, followed by tightening the hardware with a 14mm socket and 15mm wrench. This will hold everything together while welding on the frame section. If you removed either of your cross members, you can reinstall them at this time. We show you how to using the installation videos from our YouTube channel. Step 4. If you kept the factory fuel tank cross members bolts and removed the perforated plates, hold the plates you removed up to the 2 bolts retaining the factory fuel tank cross member. Make sure the holes are aligned. Tack weld your frame section to the frame before welding it on fully. Then, finish welding on the perforated plates. After welding your frame section in place, you will need to reinstall your front bed mount. We show you how to do this with the installation video on our YouTube channel. Finally, paint the part with primer or other rust inhibitor to help prevent or reduce the risk of rust formation. We recommend our Rustbuster Rust Converter and Primer Spray Paint. Reinstall your fuel tank. Then you're done.